Good evening. It's May 26th. I was supposed to get on here on Friday and tell what I did, but I was a little bit too busy, so I'll just talk about that now. So, Friday, I got up and did my run pretty early in the morning. I did 7 miles, so that's bumping it up a little bit more. Once again, felt great after that. And I came home and I worked on legs. I didn't do nothing too extreme, some Bulgarian split squats, and what was the other one? Oh my goodness. Oh, and some step ups. Just some step ups and some calf raises. And that's all I did. And then after that, the basic shake, watermelon throughout the day, the nuts and seeds throughout the day. And then and on Fridays, I sort of got to watch it all the time because that's movie night for me. I haven't had movie night for over 20 years now, you know. So consists of popcorn, candy, chocolate. But I did sort of take it a little bit easier, but I understand now that I really, really need to take it easy. Popcorn, it's all right. I think I can have a little bit more of that, and it'll fill me up rather than eating all the candy and everything. You know. So once again, that's something I need to sit there and work on. But other than that, my week went good last week. My week went great. And it was a couple of times, backtracking back to the things that I was eating, that I had to watch out for. That's the main thing, is watching out for the food that I eat. My workouts, I'm getting them all in. So on Saturday, my weekend, there's no working out, just relaxing. Um, I didn't go too wild on what I was eating. I can't remember everything I ate, but I think I ate some Chinese food at one time, some rice a couple times. Yesterday I had to do some fasting in the morning for health reasons, you know. But as soon as I got done, pretty much it was just some Chinese food, tofu, some noodles and rice and stuff. And toward dinner time, I don't really think I already know sweets yet. Yesterday, I think I had a Reese's peanut butter cup. I try to get on here and say everything that I say here and eat. So when I get back on here and watch it too, I can understand what I was doing. And so let's go ahead and jump into today. You know, Today I had to go to work early in the morning, because of the holidays, so it was a holiday schedule. So yesterday, I want to backtrack. I did my strength training, that consisted of the chest press, cable crossovers, um, shoulder press, power tech shoulder press, and I got a functional machine that I just do my delts on. So I just have them grab each cable like this and just bring it up as I'm doing it for my side delts. And what I did for my triceps, it was cable press downs and single cable press downs. Now those single cable press downs, I get a lot of work out of those. A lot of tightening up. I feel every time, So I like doing those. So today, like I said, I had to go to work, but I had like some long breaks today while I was working, and I ran an hour and a half. Not an hour. I take that back. A mile and a half at each one of my breaks to build up to my 5 miles of running. Like I said, I told myself I'm being consistent with it, no matter if I'm working overtime, because that's what happens a lot. My work gets it gets involved with my workouts, and I don't like that. To me, I think the workout should be coming first because my health is coming first rather than doing all the overtime. You know, but financial reasons I got to at times. So once again, I got on the runs in, did that good. Um, it took me, usually I do my runs when I do them in the morning time. I do them fasted. So today I was only able to do them at my breaks. I had my shake with me, but I didn't get to drink my shake, I'll say, until about 11:30, 12 o'clock today. And on my last mile that I had to get in, whew, before I even stepped off the bus to be like, okay, I got to do this, I was already feeling it. I was like, this one's gonna be hard, and it was pretty hard. But I got it in. I was able to drink my shake afterwards. I had some pumpkin seeds, some walnuts, some Brazil nuts, just all mixed together. Usually I try to keep that for later in the day, but I was hungry. I ate that stuff up. I ate some watermelon after that, and let me see. On my way home, I think I grabbed some trail mix. So I had some more trail mix, and then I'm about to eat some dinner tonight, like some Indian food or something like that. It's just like some chickpeas and rice and stuff like that, you know. But sometimes it seems like I might not be eating enough for other people, but I feel like I'm eating enough for myself. I got acid reflux too, so it's hard to hold a lot of food down, so I don't try to just overindulge, just constantly eating. I gotta watch for that. So I try to just eat small portions at a time, So, and it keeps me energized. I've been having a lot of energy lately, and I'm thinking maybe it's some of the supplements I'm using. I'm on, I take a multivitamin, I think it's Centrum or something like that. Um, Krill oil, because I eat fish and stuff like that. So I got to make sure I get my omegas in. And I've been taking red ginseng for about 2 months now, and I think that's what's giving me the energy. You know, Throughout the days, like I'm not needing the sweets no more. Because at first that's what it was. I was needing the sweets to keep me awake while I'm at work. Getting tired and to getting tired. My job consists of driving a whole lot. So that driving to make you tired around and around and around. But once again, I think that red ginseng is doing it. You know, so I was taking that. What else? I'm taking citrulline or something like that. It's like a fiber substitute, something like that. But that's helping too. So like I said, that's the only stuff that I take besides taking my protein, and I do take Optimum Nutrition protein, and I know it's not vegan or nothing. Plant based, because I do eat plant based. I've been doing that for like 5 years. But when I try to have that plant based protein, it does not work. I do not like that. It's just way too chalky, and I done went through a whole lot of different ones. I get set on one for like 3-4 months, and then I'm like, man, I just cannot keep doing this. So that's mainly where I get my protein from. Because eating a whole lot of beans and stuff, I just don't get it. So once again, that's my day today. Um, Tomorrow we'll see. I got to get up, do some early work again, but I'll be able to get part of my workout in the morning, and then part of it in toward the early afternoon. And like I said, we'll see about that. But once again, I'm gonna come on here every time. If it's for somebody else to watch and get bits and pieces of something, or just for myself to come back on here, to see what I was doing the day before. You know, what I can change up from what I was doing the day before. Because I'm trying to be truthful on here with everything I'm saying. That's being true to myself. And once again, trying to make sure I discipline myself more and more. Because, like I said before, it's all about discipline. I realize that now. It's all about discipline. You can say consistency, but if you're not disciplined, how are you going to be consistent with your exercises? How are you going to be consistent with the times you're getting up at? How are you going to be consistent with the food that you're eating if you're not disciplined in all those categories? So, and I just started realizing that lately, that it's about discipline, and that's why I have to make that a big impact on myself now. If anybody else who's paying attention, it's all about disciplining yourself, in every aspect of your life, your relationships, your work, your finances, your health, your exercise, your children, once again, your household. You got to be disciplined to make sure you do everything that you tell yourself you're going to do, because you know what needs to be done. Nobody can say, "Well, I didn't know I was supposed to do that," or this, if you're a grown person, you know. So once again, that's all I gotta say for today. I should be back on here Wednesday, which would be the 28th. So once again, I can tell everybody, this is all about life. You gotta get into it.